Hello guys, I am getting lots of questions about this triangle example in the scale drawings unit, so I just wanted to do one similar to that. So here is my triangle. The legs form the right angle there, and each one is 8 centimeters. And in the question, it says each of the two legs that form the right angle measures 20 meters. So that means that 8 centimeters equals 20 meters, which is the same as 2 centimeters equals 5 meters. I've just simplified by a scale of 4, or actually a scale of 1/4. I've divided by 4. So I want to know how long the 11 and 3/10 centimeter size is in real life. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to see how many centimeter chunks are in 11.3. There are 5 and 65 hundredths centimeter chunks in 11 and 3/10. So after I've done that, I need to multiply each of those centimeter chunks by the 5 meters that they represent. So that means that in real life, this 11 and 3/10 centimeter side is 28.25. That's an example. You guys could have set up a proportion to do that. It could have been that 8 centimeters over 20 meters equals 11 and 3/10 centimeters over x. And you guys could have solved it. There's lots of different ways to do it. This is just the way I chose to. So that same question goes on to say that the guy decides that that's just too small. So I decided the scale drawing of the roof line is too small. I want the legs to measure 12 centimeters. So now these 8s, I want them to be 12s. So again, it still equals 20 meters in real life. So 12 centimeters equals 20 meters. So 3 centimeters equals 5 meters. Again, I divided by 4 just to get that smaller scale factor. You don't have to do that step for this particular question, but this is going ahead and defining the new scale. So in that question in Odyssey Where, it wants to know the new scale. So this would be the answer for that. Either one of these really, but this simplified version is really what it wants. So what is the length of the 11 and 3/10 side? It is still 28 and 25 hundredths meters in real life. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to take my 28 and 25 hundredths meters and divide by 5, because I want to now know how many meter chunks are in this 28 and 25. And then I can multiply that by 3, and I get that in my new drawing it would be 16 and 95 hundredths centimeters. So this leg would be 12, this leg would be 12, and now this would be 16 and 95 hundredths. There is another approach down here. I could just figure out what did I multiply 8 by to get it to be 12, and I multiplied 8 by 1.5. So now I can just do 11.3 times 1.5 and get 16 and 95 hundredths. This second approach might be the simpler approach for the one that you're doing on the Odyssey Where assessment. So when you get to the performance task, it is asking you guys to use a scale very similar to the one that I'm giving here. It says that 1/4 of an inch equals 2 feet. Well, I don't like that scale. It's just kind of weird to work in fourths. So I have decided that 1 inch equals 8 feet, which is true because there are 4 1/4 inches in that 1 inch. So that's just a much easier scale for me to work with. So now I can say, okay, so 10 divided by my 8 feet equals 1 and 1/4. So that tells me that to get 10 feet in my drawing, I need to draw a 1 and 1/4 line. And then I'm just going to do the 16.5 divided by my 8 feet. And I'm going to get that in my drawing, it would be a 2 and 1/16 inch line in my drawing. Again, you could set this up as a proportion. And you could say, okay, so 1/4 of an inch over 2 equals X inches over 10. And you can cross multiply and divide and solve it that way. Here is another approach that's doing it without a proportion. So here, I'm going to go back all the way to my original scale that I avoided using. and say, okay, I'm going to do 10 times 1/4. That tells me how many 1/4-inch sections I'm going to need if each 1/4 represented 1 foot. But since it does not, now I'm going to divide it by 2 because, like I said here, 1/4 of an inch does not equal 1 foot, it equals 2 foot. So 2.5 divided by 2 is 1 1/4 inches. And then I went through the similar process here and got 2 1/16 inches. These are the same answers. And again, you could set up a proportion that says, I'm just going to stick with my 1 inch over, oh, that's a funky 8 feet equals how many inches over 10. And then I can just simplify. And it kind of goes to show you guys that really here, I've really just done 10 times 1 and gotten 10. And then I know I have left over to divide by my 8. And that gives me the 1 1/4 inches. So we could set up that same proportion. And instead of it saying 1 inch here, it could say 1/4. I'm really bad at this. And this could say 2. And that sets you up to do 10 times 1/4 if you're cross multiplying, and then divide by 2. So that's the same process as I've just typed out here. So I hope this helps a little bit with those 2 questions and with that those assignments.